He has an update. What? Oh, we live. Shit.
I don't care if you're fucking ready. Live, boys and girls. Anyway, we can't talk about Jew laser today because I get QAnon warning. So nobody say Jew laser, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
But we can't talk about Jew laser today because I get QAnon warning. So nobody say Jew laser, okay?
Hey, is that me?
Okay.
Okay.
No, that ain't me. Who is
Laser.
that?
Oh, sorry.
That's you, Scott. It's on you. Unmute yourself when you're ready.
Yeah.
But the theory that it's Manny's voice that's getting us the QAnon warnings is a good one, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see if he comes in. Yeah, but as long as we don't say Jew laser, I think we'll be okay. Are you ready, Scott?
Hebrew weapon.
Oh, Scott, I muted you and I told you to unmute yourself and you didn't. Were you talking?
Yeah, I was.
Was it brilliant?
Nothing I say is really worth repeating anyway.
Oh no.
I save all my inane and irrelevant comments for this channel.
Ah, great. We love them here. So we have a new channel name, which is kind of confusing.
Yeah, they were talking about that on the Knox show this morning, and John Peterson couldn't remember the new name. I was typing in the live chat. There's an atheism, and they never noticed it, I guess.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Answered innate. Stanley for Truth did a thing last night on dinosaurs with feathers, and I was starting. I have a theory that creationists have feathers, and that's why he never showed himself on camera until he got down to Brazil and got him waxed off.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because they wax them off just around their face. Underneath their shirts, they still have the feathers. Creationists, yeah.
So I guess if you find a creationist out in the wild, need to throw them down and see what's under their shirt.
Well, Gavin, I mean, it kind of looks like hair, but then if you look carefully, it is really feathers. When he takes
it could be those proto feathers.
When he takes his shirt off, it definitely is feathers. But I don't know. I watched part of this video that he did. I've got it linked in the description, and he was like, okay, first of all, it doesn't make any difference if they have feathers or not for creationists. None of this makes any difference at all for creationists. And that's kind of his point over and over again, is that we're going to bring up all this stuff about evolution, but it doesn't make any difference either way. Creation still wins, because he does admit that both models support, the idea. And the reason the creationist model supports what we find in the wild is because they keep changing the model to adapt to new information. So if you do win an argument with them, all they do is change their model. Isn't that great? So I don't know. Anyway, and he's got another. He's got a new dude, a couple of new dudes showing up. AIG has an infinite supply of creationists with degrees.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? It's like, what the
Well, all you have to do is have a degree. You don't have to have it in that particular field of science you're talking about.
Yeah, like he's got a weatherman. He had a weatherman up talking about the flood geology and explaining this zoning thing. I talked about it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentions it in this video too. This they call it zoning or ecological zoning. It explains coal and it explains why everything comes up in layers. But then I'm thinking, I really want him to come on the channel and explain the flood to me. Now, what the fuck happened? Does anybody know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, there was one continent, and that continent occupied, according to SFT last night, 90% of the Earth was this continent, and there was 10% that was water. Well, then the waters from the deep cracked open the ocean and blew out all this hot lava and steam and water, right? And it blew up into space and then rained back down. Does that happen? I don't know. Anyway, it rained back down. And then, okay, so you got like all this water and the earth is like the continent's being covered. And then the highest mountain gets covered. And like, is it switching around? How is it doing this sorting of ecological sorting? I mean, if there are like some dinosaurs living in Brazil.
I'm sure there was an intelligent sorter, just kind of say, you go here, you go here, you go here.
Well, no, they won't allow for that. They want it all to be methodological naturalism. So they want.
Oh, really? They like it now.
Oh, they like it. Yeah, they use it.
Wow,
completely.
they must have converted.
They won't allow magic to exist. The only magic they will allow is that Noah's boat was protected. So can you imagine being on Noah's boat? You imagine if one of those poor girls had seasickness, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got tsunamis 700 fucking feet high, blasting back and forth across the earth, and Noah's boat's floating on top of this. And this young lady has a problem with seasickness. It's like, she was probably so fucking happy when the water.
None of them were like accomplished seafarers,
right? You know, they weren't quite used, so they probably all had seasickness. So
yeah.
So I mean,
there was vomit everywhere. I
mean, and vomit and dinosaur shit, and there were very few windows on that boat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wouldn't have. I think I would have. I said, Lord, you should have taken me too. Like, fuck.
That's right. Fuck, I guess you could have just dived out of the boat into the ocean.
Yeah. Fuck. Or let one of the dinosaurs eat you. I don't know. But anyway, so the Noah's Ark has been found with high probability on Mount Ararat.
That's where Otangelo goes from being wrong Tangelo to gullible Tangelo.
Gullible Tangelo. He did a couple of he did 2 videos on it. You want to post them, Otangelo? And anyway, SFT is going to have a guy on explaining that whole, or no, David Neff and somebody are going to debate on Stanley's channel in the next few days on, is that the real Noah's Ark? So it's definitely high probability. I mean, they showed timbers and stuff that were, some of them even still had the Home Depot mark on them because Noah had a card. They'll give anybody a credit card at Home Depot. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Got sick, Gibbon. I really like how Erica is always checking in with us, but it should be nice if she click a link and come in and chit chat.
Well, I could invite people.
But she's probably going for her run, and we probably need to encourage her to work on her thesis.
Yeah, I'm not buying any of those excuses, Erica. Bullshit. I call bullshit on your ecological zonation is obliterated by marine species let alone the terrestrial stuff. But I want to hear their model. I want to hear them explain it with a straight face. This whole fucking scenario. And, you know, with a timeline. And I don't know, I interviewed SFT once on his channel, and he explained to us stuff about Neanderthals. And I got information out of him by asking him questions about, okay, when did this happen? When did that happen? When did this happen? How long is that? You know, if we take so many thousand years and, you know, subtract it, we came up with the whole.
Then you have to ask them their view of the tectonics of it, because I never had heard about that when I was in my younger days, when I was hearing and believing the creationism. And then even as I was studying it more, as I began to doubt it, that was just never an issue. But then again, plate tectonics wasn't as developed a field then. It had just come into acceptance, I think. The 80s, was plate tectonics a big subject of study in the 80s?
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Dr. Dan is here too.
Man, we just need to get them in here.
I don't know. We don't talk about those. Have a cookie.
Oh.
What? Oh, microfossils. Microfossils. Okay. Got sick. Dr. Dan. We don't talk about microfossils.
Well, that's a conversation they could be having together live on the stream.
On my channel.
I know.
They could be on my channel. Because every time Erica comes on, I get about 100 more views than normal. And Dr. Dan, I think, well, I don't want to piss you off, Dr. Dan, but I only get about 40 more views when you come on.
Oh no. Well, I hope Dan and Erica spread the word that your channel name is now Answers in Atheism.
Yes.
Rather than The Sound of Gravity.
Yeah, please, you two. And it also matches our Answers in Atheism.com, which has no content, but it will. I promise. I fucking promise. You know how I am with promises. I promise so much.
You made me promises. I should not be singing on the internet.
No.
But wasn't there a song?
We lost 3 viewers while you were just with that little short. You went down 3 viewers. Up and down, up and down. When Danny comes on, we go up like 10 viewers instantly. And then as Danny starts talking, you can just watch the viewers bleed down. It's amazing. It's like they love Danny, but in small doses, I think. So Danny and Dessel had more comments on the video. What was the name of the video? The Dissecting Danny video that I did, which I have lost for some reason, discussing Laxtheism. I'll find it. But anyway, Dissecting Danny. Yeah, so there are comments here.
Was some of those green-eyed pictures where you had some green-eyed cartoon for the cover picture?
Yeah, and then we got a really nice one by Nathan where he drew Danny very well, just captured him perfectly, right mid condescend. We need a good mid condescend picture of Maddox, his best condescending pose. But let's see. The other thing that happened is Smokey had a discussing lacktheism.
Lacktheism, as in
atheism.
Atheism is a lack of belief in God rather than a definite statement.
Right.
There is no God.
And that really pisses creationists off. And so to try to dissect that, why it pisses them off. It's like, for the most part, most people do not sit around and read philosophy books and try to come up with arguments to support every one of their beliefs, right? Or their non-beliefs or whatever. And people like me who have never read the Bible, never been a believer, or people that have, abandoned their belief because it was just too implausible, they don't have any fucking obligation to explain to the believer, to prove to the believer why they don't believe in God. And oh my God, here comes Steve McRae's mouthpiece.
Who is Steve McRae's mouthpiece?
I get along with Steve McRae where other people don't, but that's because I'm not about being vitriolic to people who disagree with me. But it's not about being Steve McRae's mouthpiece. I mean, unless you're lumping pretty much every contemporary philosopher in with Steve McRae because they would all agree with his position.
I'm talking about lacktheism. Smokey had a thing on lacktheism. Did you catch any of that last night?
No. I'm not subscribed to Smokey's channel, so
good. Midnight was back there again. God, did I send it? I didn't fucking send a link to Midnight. Damn it. Did I?
By the way, you mentioned how good of a job Nathan did on Danny. He also did a really, really good job on Mini Amelia's face as well. I was actually surprised, how he captured how big her head is and how amazingly sexy and bushy her eyebrows are, and just all the minute details that need to be there were definitely there.
I don't know if he's away from the microphone or what, but he said something about being on the phone in the private chat.
So I'm sorry. Could I get you to repeat your statement from like maybe 90 seconds ago?
John Maddox is a grifter.
No, I haven't even said that in a while because he's like a non.
He's beyond a grifter now.
He's a non.
I don't know what it is.
As far as I'm concerned, like last night after a stream, somebody was trying to tell me like what Will Kincaid and Smokey were talking about. I was like, I don't even care. I
know,
dude. I still want to know how Will Kincaid and Smokey became buddy. Like when did this happen? I don't.
I think it's because they both like eating ass. That's all I can think of.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
said something with regards to most or all philosophers.
No, most
contemporary philosophers would agree with Steve McRae's position on the epistemic normative definition of atheism, which is true.
No, it's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I'm going to link you to a video. I'm going to link you to a video that Nate Brody
I've seen all 3 of Nate Brody's videos, and he gets everything really, really wrong. And actual philosophers have called him out on that, like Alex Malpass.
Well, but the thing is, Steve said that he looked at 3 papers. There's many, many papers out there that go. The issue goes both ways. I mean, some philosophers agree with Steve, but not most contemporary philosophers.
Most contemporary philosophers do agree with the epistemic normative definition.
Okay, who's Nathan Brody?
Nate Brody. I'm not a fan of him, but he's a former, I believe, police officer in New York City.
He's a former district attorney too. Officer. He's a lawyer.
He was a district attorney too, wasn't he?
And a district attorney. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Does he do videos on consciousness?
Is he a midnight toker too?
No, it's Nate the lawyer on Twitter, and then I think his YouTube is just Nate Brody. Type it out in the.
Look for it.
I'm not a fan, especially after some of the comments he made about AOC, but I mean that's not really relevant to the discussion.
Oh, Nate the lawyer?
Yeah. I think his YouTube is just Nate Brody, but it might be Nate the lawyer. I don't know. Let me check quick.
What happened between John and Steve McRae, Jerry Pena asked? Well, I just don't have a fondness for people that
it is Nate the lawyer.
Harass women and platform convicted rapists, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah, it is Nate the lawyer on YouTube. I thought it was just Nate Brody. I think
it used to be that. Like this other buddy of mine, recently changed the name to his channel and never said a word to me, and like I freaked out yesterday. I went to go to Speech Channel to see what was up with anything from yesterday, and it's like it's not there anymore. I'm like, what the fuck? And then,
but you found us anyway, John.
Well, right. I went to.
You fucking tracked us down.
The thing was that so it removed Speed of Sound of Gravity from my subscription list, but it didn't add Answers in Atheism. But I put the Speed of Sound of Gravity in the YouTube search engine, and it took me to your channel with the new name. And then I was already subscribed to it because it's the same channel, but then I had to unsubscribe from it and resubscribe to get it to show up in my subscription list.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking YouTube.
Yeah, thank you, YouTube. I was a little afraid of that, but it was sort of a spur of the moment thing that Leo talked me into yesterday. And it was a brilliant idea. And I need to do it now that I have very few subs, before later when I'm going to regret.
Right.
I just fucking hate Speed of Sound of Gravity. I like Speed of Sound.
If you showed your face a little bit more often, you'd probably. That's one thing I've always been told is your subscriber count will grow more quickly if you actually have a head or a face.
Really?
Yes, I've been told that by quite a few people. I
think the cartoon's a lot better.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but I don't know if you've been paying attention to the chat at all, but Tangelo's in there, and
I'll be right back.
And Erica kind of took him to task. I'm trying to find it right now because he said something just like, why are there fossils on Mount Everest and whale fossils on the Sahara Desert? And Gutsick Gibbon says, Tangelo knows absolutely nothing about geology.
Yeah.
If he's seriously asking that question.
They still seriously bring that shit up all the time.
It's crazy.
It's just like,
Yeah.
you know, and then looking at Stanley's little video last night, he did a 1 hour video, and the whole thing is about him preaching to his sheeple, and they don't really give a fuck what they say or which way they go, because no matter what evidence they find, they're going to wind it into the creationism story, right? But I mean, it's just about him talking to his sheeple and putting out these points, and the sheeple going ooh ah in the chat, and he's got like what fucking 3,000 of them now. You know that just walk in.
Right.
I mean, that's all they really care about. So I mean, are they worth it? I kind of like to go to the sources, Answers in Genesis. They put out like AIG, Ken Ham, that David Rise Ministry, and a few other sites put out at least 5-6 links a day in my email, where they have articles where they're going on about, and some of the latest a few weeks ago was about feathers and dinosaurs, and then these guys just regurgitate this shit to the sheeple. So, and
So-
the sheep will follow.
I wanted to address what Otangelo was saying, because he must not know anything about the Himalayas. The Himalayas, I think, are somewhere around 200 million years old, and they formed when I don't know if it's the Indian tectonic plate, but a tectonic plate came to the, is it the Asian or the Eurasian tectonic plate, and they essentially collided, and that pushed the mountains up. There used to be a basin there that was filled with water, and so naturally there would have been fish and other things left in it. They died, and their fossils formed in the limestone, and as that landmass continued to push up, those remained there and are now at the top of what is Mount Everest. So I would assume that Otangelo just doesn't have a basic understanding of geology and plate tectonics.
Well, right, and he just says,
creation is known.
Are fossilized fish on Everest evidence of Noah's flood? Maybe. He says maybe. I mean, that's kind of funny that he says maybe, because you know that is exactly what he believes when he asks those type of questions, you know.
So Scott got it. So India and Asia, and Scott's here.
Yeah, and also with the Sahara thing, because you said, well, why are there whales in the Sahara? Is that the Sahara has not always been a desert. It goes back and forth from being marshy land to desert, marshy land to, and it was, it was under the sea at one point, under AC.
And sometime in the near future, it may be under the sea again.
Yeah, more likely than not.
Yeah.
And just real quick, just to say something from yesterday. So I was on Jefferson Spatchcock's channel last night. Doubting Thomas was another person that was there, and then the stream ended. Jefferson fell asleep per normal, and then we were talking in there, and then I went to get a link to mine and Knox StreamYard, so that I could give it to Doubting, and because I wanted to tell him something just between me and him, and I didn't know if anybody that was in the room might have been backstage, because Jefferson fell asleep and he couldn't tell us, he was not like a light. So I say to Doubting Thomas, I say, "Oh, hey, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere." And I left the room and went and got the link I was looking for, and then I went to go back, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I can't get back in the room either." And and I DM'd him on Discord, like saying, "Yeah, dude, I'm an idiot. Like I can't get back in." I never heard back from him, but I'm just like, I went to bed last night thinking, man, I wonder how long. I told him not to leave, wait for me, and I wonder how long he sat there, like waiting for me to come back.
So Tangelo makes a joke, laugh out loud. Nestling thinks that bacteria and eukaryotes share a common ancestor. Oh, that's really funny, Tangelo. I'm just rolling on the floor. Isn't that funny?
So I did want to comment on the Sahara Desert thing. The Sahara Desert, somewhere between like 5,000 and 11,000 years ago, is when it turned into a desert, and that is due to Earth's precession about its axis. So naturally, Earth's axis is tilted, and it slightly precesses like this. The one precession takes about 26,000 years. So in like another 11, 12,000 years, the Sahara Desert probably won't be a desert anymore.
That's cool. That will help.
Just think about that. That much being tilted toward the sun, that much more for a continuously turned it into a desert. It was just like, but just a couple of degrees, if that.
Yeah.
I don't understand this. LOL. Well, how are you so predictive? Oh, Tangelo, because he's a fucking scientist, dude. Like, he knows more about science than you know about fuckery.
Otangelo.
You know a lot about fuckery, Otangelo.
You know, they always ask us to show them this and show them that and show them that and show them this. And when they fail, they say, haha, it was God. Well, let's apply your own standards. Show me fucking God. Show me God doing anything.
So, all right. Since we're talking about Tangelo, and I don't know if you've seen this, you should go look at it, Speed. Jefferson, I think he might have told you about it.
What?
Oh, never mind. I'm rocking out now. But,
I don't get a copyright strike for that.
yeah, so
You haven't yet.
No.
I mean, at this point, I think the copyright belongs to Tangelo. But so Jefferson had Scott on, and then they brought on Otangelo. I didn't see most of it. And then Peter was on there, going to go for it.
Is that where somebody said that Otangelo had a really good talk with Jefferson?
I believe so.
Yeah, and then so, and there was a couple other people there that escapes me. I think Midnight might have been, but at any rate, so I came late. I was watching it late, and Peter asked Otangelo at one point when he was talking about, you know, how God did it, and he said, okay, well, what's the mechanism then? How did God do that? Like, does he have a lab, or, you know, just what's the mechanism behind it? And Otangelo's answer was, well, we don't need to know how he did it, just that he did it. And so then Peter immediately said, well, then since there's 9 working hypotheses for abiogenesis, we don't have to offer any further information.
Right.
We don't have to know how it happens. It's just we know from these working hypotheses that one or all of them could be at play, and he wasn't getting it. You know, he just wasn't getting what Peter was pointing out. And so I hopped in there just to try and solidify that point. And when I got it out of my mouth, I think it was either Scott or Doubting Thomas. It might have been Scott, jumped in and said, John, that very thing you just said, we've been trying to explain that to Otangelo for an hour now. So I had stepped in with like a futile task that they had already been going round and round about for an hour. And he just couldn't see that, you know, like Peter pointed out, well, so based on your standards, based on your argument, then you must accept abiogenesis then. And he just refused to get it. Either he refused to get it because he couldn't get it, or he refused to admit that he got what Peter was saying because he was being disingenuous. I don't know which.
I'm going to be honest. I do think Otangelo understood the double standard there. It's just he was refusing to accept it so that he could try to find a way out of it. Because if you're going to say, well, we don't need to know how God did it, just that God did it. Well, cool. We don't need to know how nature did it. We just need to know that nature did it, and nature doing it, regardless of how, is significantly more likely than a God doing it, because we know nature exists, and we know nature does things, and we know nature can do things that humans can't. We've never seen a God.
So is that the video from like 18 hours ago?
No, I think it was from the day before.
Oh, you guys.
Well, how far in was that in the video, John?
Yeah, it's the open hangout.
Yeah, it was that open hangout, but how far in the video when you were discussing that with Otangelo?
Oh, when I showed up like in the last 10 minutes,
Oh, okay.
because I showed up and I was just like, hey, I just kind of like interrupt. I said, hey, can I interject something here? And then I said my little, whatever it was, half a dozen sentence spiel like I just gave you. And, I said, I just want to make that point and then I'll leave. But then Jefferson started talking about how he was going to end it. So I stuck around till he ended it. But yeah, it was like the last 10 minutes or so I was there.
Okay.
But if you're going to go and look at that, what you need to do is find where I appear and then back up. Like
by magic? You appear by magic?
Back up how far?
I'm saying like go to the last 10 minutes and then scrub the video to where you see I appear, but then show like the 5 minutes before I appear. Because they're talking about.
I would go to about 1 hour 35 minutes in then. That's a good.
Where do you appear?
That's good.
Okay, actually,
the thing about all these hangout videos, they're so
about
long.
1 hour 34 minutes, maybe 33, because that kind of leads up to that whole discussion on, well, if you don't, if it's sort of that whole, if you can have a model without a mechanism, then why can't we? That I've called Otangelo and Mad Max out on numerous times. Because that's essentially what they're saying is that, well, we've got this model, but we don't have a mechanism for how it works. But we're rejecting your model because you don't have a mechanism for how it works. That's literally what they're doing.
I never heard that one. I never even thought of that, but that's pretty good. Mad Max.
It's kind of the same thing with that lactheism I was talking about. That pisses them off too, and it's the same thing. They don't have to explain anything, and there's a parallel here.
Hey, Doubting.
Hey, Doubting.
Thomas.
It's our buddy Doubting.
Oh shit! I left my headphones on.
You always do that.
I know.
So Doubting, let me know when you can talk.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to figure out? Because I sent you a DM on Discord because like I left and then I got that link and then I went, oh fuck, now I can't get back into that room. Did it take you to figure out?
Somebody's echoing, probably Doubting.
That was me. That was me.
Always the new guy.
My bad. I
I
fucked
said,
everything up.
Thomas?
No.
Thomas.
How long did it take me? What?
I remember I left. I said, oh, wait, I'll be right back. And I went to get a link to another room because I wanted to tell you something in private and we didn't know who might be backstage. And then I went and I got the link. And then I went, oh, fuck, now I can't get back in there.
Yeah, because Jefferson fell asleep. Yeah. Sure.
Right.
How long did it take me to figure that out? About 2 seconds.
Yeah.
As soon as you left the room, as soon as you left the room, I was gone.
Oh,
because
really?
I knew you were. I knew you weren't going to be. I knew as soon as you left the room, I knew you weren't going to get back in because Jefferson was asleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, so in other words, you were way smarter than I.
Well, yeah, and I knew it immediately because I've been there before. It's like, oh fuck, I clicked the link, I can't get back in the room because nobody there can let me in.
And then I figured out afterwards, all I had to do was stay in the room and open another window.
Well, yeah, man. Yeah. Just open another tab. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, when I pulled the praise the other night when you guys were talking about Danny, and I went off, I left you guys talk. I was watching StreamYard on my monitor from across the room because I was watching a movie. And I would have let you guys in if, like, somebody was asking, can I let somebody in because somebody wanted to get in. So next time, I do keep an eye on you guys because I'm not going to pull a praise and let the stream run for 18 fucking hours with dead air.
Yeah. So, I was there, I think, in that stream, and I was, I was asking, isn't there a way? Sorry, John. Isn't there a way? Isn't there a way? I know that I saw this happen on a channel. You can give, like Speed, you could have left, right? You could have left the room. And isn't there a way for you to give many mods or something?
No,
so
not for StreamYard.
Okay.
You actually have to have my email address and password.
Yeah. Well, what I do is like when I have to get into mine and Knox, like if I clear my cache or something and I'm still not connected, then I have to have an email sent to his email, and then I call him and he gives me the 6-digit code so I can log back in.
Oh, for the love of fuck.
But speaking of Danny, are Danny and Praise like best buds now?
Oh, probably.
Which Danny? Which Danny? Daniel Itzbitsky?
Danny.
No. The Danny. The little baby face Danny.
Danny's best friends with all of them.
Well, I mean, because like I noticed today, I got for some reason I got a notification like an hour ago for something he did last night with Praise, and they were there, just the two of them talking about stuff.
Where the hell was that? Praise doesn't have a channel anymore.
No, it was on Danny's channel.
On Danny's channel. Oh my God.
Praise has a channel.
So what is Danny's channel's name again?
Well, I wish I could tell you, because when I got
Phil Talk.
What is it? Oh yeah, Phil Talk.
Talk.
What the fuck is this? I don't belong to no channel named Phil Talk. And then Danny's channel. Yeah.
I shall go find that because I keep losing Danny's channel.
Where is it? There was some other intelligence. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me do it right. Speed. Intelligence is a known mechanism to make blueprints, machines, factories, computers, turbines. Chance isn't.
Oh God, Otangelo.
Only problem, Otangelo, is there's only one known intelligence in the world or in the universe that we know of. So,
okay,
not a proven assumption there.
There's more than one Phil Talk. Does somebody have a link to Danny's channel?
Yeah,
I can get it.
Let's watch this. Yeah, somebody. Well, it's all right. I said I'd get it, but whoever said it second, you can go.
Because his does not pop up. Hi, Bug.
Speed. Can I read a comment from RJ from James Downard on that video?
But real quick, I gotta ask Speed real quick. Did you type in Phil Talk FILL or
PHIL?
Phil is in philosophy.
Okay. Yeah, PHIL, and there's two channels come up, and neither one is Danny's. So
I know.
Danny was here. Danny was in your outside chat a minute ago, I thought, wasn't he?
Danny was? Well, no, you're probably just seeing. It's probably burned into your fucking retina.
It might be.
You're seeing like an after effect.
Well, no, I mean, I always confuse Danny and Otangelo now. So
it's like a Danny hangover. I was gonna talk to Danny today about natural selection, but anyway, do you want to play this video?
Can I read the comment that I wanted to read first?
Oh, I forgot you, Leo.
You can only read the comment if it disparages Steve Muscray in some way.
Okay.
Well, this video isn't related to Steve, so unfortunately, that's
all right. Well, then just take 20 seconds.
From James Downard, he says, at 47 minutes in, Otangelo, like most all Origins or Busters, has movable goalposts in mind. There will always be something that cannot be ascertained because we lack the capacity to clarify it. So whatever science is discovered, he can just move on to the next new unknown. So he's a dishonest Origins or Buster, one who draws lines in the sand that, when crossed, never are permitted to challenge his a priori need for some non-materialist line, even if he has to sprint to find a new one. And that's Dr. Dan, if he's still in the chat, can attest to that because he did the same thing. And same thing with Dapper Dino. They both showed him all these things that falsify irreducible complexity, and then he said, well, but what about this thing? That's also irreducibly complex. And it's just every time it's falsified, just move on to the next thing that we don't know. Then we learn about that, then move on to the next thing we don't know.
Yep. And then Scott Duke put it in the I guess he might have put it in the private chat too, but he put it in the comment section, Phil Talk channel, the link.
Danny was in your chat 35 minutes ago.
Was he really?
Yes, he was. He made one comment.
He's like a spooky sort of ghost kind
wait a minute, what happened to the other one where Tangela was there?
What?
I don't know. Like before, Tangela was over in the corner, and there was one more person in there. Like, did you go to a different timestamp or
open hangout? Yeah, probably at a different timestamp because I
refreshed. Leo said started at 1:34. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
1 hour 34. Who's that handsome guy on screen?
Handsome guy on screen? Handsome guy on screen. 1 hour 34. 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 1 hour 34.
Well, 34. Okay.
Hi, Midnight.
Hello.
I was
Jefferson's in the house now too.
Oh, jeez.
I saw Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Did I put a link out again?
Mr. Spatchcock.
I did.
I presume.
I don't know the last time you did it. But.
How the fuck would you know the last time you put a link out, Speed?
I know. You're right.
No, and I've literally said something to Speed and then referred to it literally 60 seconds later, and he forgot.
Wait a minute. Who are you guys? What's happening? What's happening?
Looks like my mom. She's got Alzheimer's.
I was making a sandwich, and all of a sudden,
my mom's got Alzheimer's, and we were talking one day, and then all of a sudden, she looked up at me, and she, with confusion in her eyes, and said, "Who are you again?" And then I got a look on my face, and she burst out laughing. She was just messing with me.
Yeah, so I was visiting my mom in a nursing home, right? And she had been diagnosed with dementia. I think it was something else, but anyway, she was just totally tuned out, and she's sitting there with the remote control in her hand, kind of leaning down, and she's watching fucking Big Bird and what the fuck is that?
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. She's watching Sesame Street, right? And she's just staring straight ahead with the remote.
We do have that video playing.
Pointing at the TV. Oh, I have it playing right now. Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so she's looking at the TV, and I said, "Mom, do you like Sesame Street?" And she said, "No," and she's just totally out of it. So then I asked her. I said, "When I was like 2 years old, we had a pet deer, and somebody shot the pet deer." And I said, "Mom, do you remember who shot that pet deer?" And she's like, "Goddamn Tommy Lamsa." And she just came out of it with this, like perfect memory of like from 40 fucking years, 50 years ago.
They do that. Like my mom, a friend of hers that she's known all her life, they went to elementary school together. Like she'll call my mom up, and the next thing you know, they're talking about shit that happened 70 years ago that she's remembering clearly. But then, just before her friend called, she may have asked me what it was like outside, 8 times in 10 minutes, so it's the weirdest disease ever, man.
Yeah. And then one time I had this really good conversation with her, which was often hard to do on the phone. And we were talking for 20 minutes. And then she says, "Mikey," she thought I was my brother.
Yeah.
I'm like,
wait, you and your brother have the same name?
20 minutes. Said, "No, we don't have the same name," but she didn't catch my name. She thought she was talking to Greg, and it's like, oh shit. Anyway, should I play this video? Wait a minute. What the fuck?
Hey, so Jerry Pena makes a suggestion. I always say that wrong. He says, at Answers in Atheism, Otangelo is just spamming links.
Oh,
I think, it's the fucking chat jump. I think you should remove his wrench.
Yeah, I don't know. I know you'd like that, John, so that you can block him again. But
the guy said no explanation for anything, and I'm just like, that is something that somebody who has no idea of anything in science would say. Because if materialism can't explain anything, what the fuck is classical mechanics? What is special relativity, general relativity, quantum mechanics, quantum field theory, chemistry, biology? I mean, like literally almost every subject that we have, none of which even indicates anything supernatural.
Yeah, Otangelo, you're starting to sound like a recording with this fine tuning. I mean, you brought that up like 6-7 months ago, and you're come on now. Come on, do better.
Otangelo, give it up. Who gives a shit whether the universe is designed or not? We're here. Enjoy life. Jesus Christ.
So I guess we get started with the real Otangelo show, which was this video. Do you want to play it?
Yeah.
First of all, okay, so I think it should play.
As long as it's unmuted. There we go.
It's not rational to take from that conclusion, well, this scientist said that it's a complete failure, therefore these hypotheses of abiogenesis we can just throw them out. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that as a field, it's a failure in terms of its ability to really explain it. They're all, and I've stated this before from the beginning, we don't have a theory. right? And he says that we don't have a model. With a theory, you'd get a model. What we have are hypotheses. That's it. We have a few. So again, it goes, just because this particular individual is weighing in on the state of the prebiotic biology does not mean that therefore it must be something supernatural in origin or some kind of transcendent being. If you don't like the term supernatural, it must be something that surpasses nature, which put nature into motion, which that is by definition supernatural. We're talking about something that is above nature. So that particular quote from him, that's not convincing, I think, in any real way. At issue here is still the notion that, and I'd raised this before, the hypothesis. And when I'd asked you about this, you had said that it would be implausible if one of these hypotheses of abiogenesis became a thing, it was proven that we had a model and a theory, that it wouldn't be plausible to assume that life emerged from non-life seemingly spontaneously, right? You believe that the most plausible explanation, even if there's an abiogenetic mechanism at work, it's probably still a god. Is that safe to say?
Well, I said that you have to put on the table answers to all relevant questions in regards of origins, not just in regards of the origin of life.
So why not just posit again? But why not posit lots of gods, or an absence of gods, or like I said before, I'd asked you if you'd ever contemplated the notion that instead of approaching this as if life is incredibly unlikely to happen, given what we think we know, versus maybe life was inevitable, given the massive size of the universe.
Jefferson, can I add to that? If we need to give you all that information.
Yeah, because Peter's going to go into it now. Before he got into it, I wanted to point out, ask Doubting Thomas a question first. Is what does that mean in the chat where you say, is there some problem tonight?
No, sorry. No, there is no problem. Let me mute. Hold on.
Okay. All right. No, that's okay. I thought maybe I was doing something wrong.
You do everything wrong, John.
Or that maybe you came into a tube sock. But so what does it mean? You say Doubting Thomas posts in the chat, and he doesn't say who he's talking to. Your sister knows her way around a link. I mean, I guess now that I read it out loud, you must be talking to Otangelo. And then to Leo, Jay's not even in the room. That was Jefferson speaking.
Wait, what?
You had asked in the chat, is that Jefferson or Jay speaking?
No, that was Lena asked that. Lena Powell.
Yeah, I didn't ask.
I just saw LE and
yeah. Otangelo's putting out some good information. He's writing a book in my chat again.
Yeah.
Maybe we should bounce him.
And what it is he doesn't have to type out anything. He's got just all these documents on his computer. Right. It's like, routine 6, routine 2, Yeah.
Like Aaron Ross said, it's nothing but copy pasta. And you expect that from people who don't understand the material well enough to form their own cogent argument in their own words. They just rely on snippets and quote mines and cherry-picked information.
Yeah, okay, Otangelo, protocol. Stop, copying your cat's board into my chat, okay? Because you're fucking up my chat.
How many more comments do you want to allow before you want him timed out?
He's got a wrench. He can't be timed out.
Well, if he does any more of this rhetoric, I'll talk. If I remove his wrench, I don't mind if he posts.
I won't boot him if you remove his wrench.
I don't mind if he posts a link or two. I do mind this posting an entire thesis. Yeah,
posting shit that we have all heard from you literally 1,000 times. There isn't anybody in the room or in the chat that hasn't heard absolutely everything you've posted in the last half hour.
Right. Engage with the people, Otangelo. Have a little back and forth conversation, and please, for fuck's sake, come up with something new.
And something else I was pointing out. Go ahead.
All I was going to say is that where we, when he picks up on the video, this is where Peter is going to, engage Otangelo like the next few minutes, and then I'll come in but
okay.
I was going to say really quickly that a lot of what we're hosting is stuff that we don't. Most of it is stuff that we've already acknowledged.
I mean, it's
so I don't like that. Yeah, there are gaping issues in many of the hypotheses that exist in abiogenesis. Nobody in here has ever denied that. Continuously pointing them out means nothing to us. We've all already acknowledged it. We don't have explanations for everything. We shouldn't be expecting to.
Now he's implying that I'm going to go to hell.
You are.
That doesn't scare me.
So we've applied a limit to him, refuted a lot of what he's been saying, and so now he's passively, aggressively threatening you with hell.
No, he's going biblical on us.
Yeah, he went biblical on us. He went full hell on us.
Full hell on us, yeah.
That's that passive aggressive, I'm a weenie kind of evangelical fundamentalism.
He says up here that machines are made for a specific purpose. So I should read that before I go out in my garage and try to use something, because I'd save money on bandages.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Does that mean a shoe can't be used as a hammer?
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Both ways. Anyway, yeah, I got to stop that. Anyway, okay. So playing. So should I play it?
Play.
Go F-skin. Going
F-skin.
full F-skin.
Hold you to the same standards and have you provide similar information for your God?
So Jefferson, do you think
Are you skipping my question, Otangelo?
Yes, because I said I would like God to interact with you, and I think I'm entitled to do
Why
so.
not? Because I ask difficult questions?
Because I was invited to have a conversation just with Jefferson, and I was finding it bad.
It's an open hangout, Otangelo.
I think
did you not read the title?
And you did agree, Otangelo. You did agree to an open hangout.
Yeah, at the beginning, you are changing it because I understand that you and Peter don't get along or whatever. But if you can address Peter's question, and then you had a question for me.
Okay, ask again, please. I'll try.
Go ahead, Peter.
What was your question? So, what was your question, Peter?
You said just now that we need to provide you with all the information regarding non-life, life coming from non-life.
No, I didn't say that.
You just said
no,
the exact same thing.
He did.
But
no.
I'm asking if we can hold you to the exact same standards that you hold us to. That is all.
And can I interject just real quick, because that's what brought me in here, and I'm not going to stay, but because Otangelo, you kind of did a few minutes ago the thing that you always seem to do when you are presented with a question that's tough. Oh shit, that's right. It was before. Wait a minute. You wanted to, we didn't start early enough because that interaction happened before where you started. That because he had engaged with Peter and then got all pissy and, well, I don't want to engage with you anymore. But yeah, I don't know if you want to find that, or
I kind of want to hear this play out, honestly.
We can hear this. I mean, this is the good part, or the part where I came in, not necessarily a good part. The good part was actually before we started, where Peter had first laid it out to him, about holding him to his same standards. But
he kind of just did that again.
Yeah,
asked it again. But okay, we'll roll it.
It was more fleshed out before. Shift the conversation, because Peter had asked you about what the mechanism was that you're claiming God did these things. What the mechanism was, how did he go about it? Somebody had mentioned, does he have a laboratory? What's going on? And I can't remember your exact words, but your answer boiled down to, well, we don't have to know how he did it. It's just the fact that he did it. And then Peter said to you after that, well, then by your own standard, and you went and quoted somebody else, but he was pointing out to you that you had just got done saying you don't have to know how it happened when it came to God. And then Peter pointed out to you, we have several hypotheses for abiogenesis. the conversation's over then. We don't have, by your standard, we don't have to give any further explanation beyond these hypotheses because you're offering the hypothesis of God without any further explanation.
Hold on.
Not even an hypothesis. Just
real quick. That's real quick. That's what John just said to you is basically what Jefferson and Simus and Peter and I have been trying to tell you for an hour, Otangelo.
So if you guys, can I answer now?
I understand that, but I have to make a point of clarification. Simus is absolutely correct in that I used the word hypothesis wrong. You aren't even as much as giving a hypothesis. You are just making a claim of the source without any structured hypothesis as to how the mechanism worked, as you know what the methodology was of that thing, those things you claim God did.
It was well said, John.
Can I answer now?
Yeah,
I'm done. Okay, I make the hypothesis that Santa Claus created life. Is that plausible?
That's not an hypothesis.
So why would you use
an unfounded assertion?
Foreskin.
Why would you?
That is exactly the hypothesis that Otangelo does make, except he calls it God instead of Santa Claus.
Exactly.
Am I
That's
wrong?
what I just said. Why would you use Santa Claus? Why not use the Easter Bunny? That's
or
fairy
or God. It's all the same, Otangelo. That's how it sounds to us. You have to. These guys, I think they forget who they're talking to. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Half-skin?
Missing skin, yes.
So in that case, I can say that all the hypotheses that have been made in regards of abiogenesis are unfounded assertions.
No, because those are not assertions. Those are not assertions. Those are. Those are. Wait a minute.
That's when you know Otangelo gets mad.
Have I raised my voice to you? Have I called you names? Have I called you names? Otangelo, have I called you names?
Because I am being impatient. I am human, and I am impatient with your points, which I think they are.
No, I ask difficult questions, and I point out. I point out you have a double standard, and that's what you do not like.
Hang on. All right, Otangelo just muted you, which I think is fair since you insulted one of the other, guests in the room. I'm getting ready to wrap this conversation up because I think we're just going around and around. We have been for quite a while.
Is that the end of it?
But I do want to point out that I noticed that he brings this up, and then I realize that you're getting frustrated. You are outnumbered in here. Probably. In fact, we probably should wrap it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Jefferson's going to go around the room and give everybody a chance for the last words. During that section, Otangelo and Peter will interact again. I can't really remember. Peter was just being amiable the whole time and saying, I'd like to talk to you again. And I don't know what I did. If I have done something that's, offended you or something of that nature, he said, and Otangelo was just, as you saw there, just, being a dick. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, all of us are dicks every now and then, but Otangelo, you get backed into a corner when you don't have an answer to something and you try and change the subject or, say something unrelated and then you get called out. Well, no, stay on this topic, talk about this. And then you just go off the deep end, dude. Like right there, like Peter didn't do anything for you to tell him to shut up and call him an idiot or whatever it was you called him.
So, it would be fair to them if they just said, oh, God did it by magic, but they won't call it magic. If they said that, it's like, okay, so you believe in magic. So, I mean, it's that simple.
I shouldn't sing that song since it probably get it flagged or something.
If you sing the song, yeah.
Who's less probabilities?
Less probabilities, denumerables. At the Lourdes applications, arithmetics.
You guys are really bad at French.
Now he's spamming
French. Is that French?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Lay probabilities. How would you say denumerables? in French. Go ahead.
Dénombrable et leur application.
Oh, you're good at French. Well, like I
Well,
said,
it is the language of love. It needs to practice for Emilia Clarke, right?
She doesn't speak French. She speaks Spanish, and I've heard her sing a song in Spanish, and I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit of a chub.
So
okay, moving on.
Watch that video. God damn.
So you're saying you had a Tic Tac, huh?
Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go there.
Jesus Christ.
I get a bit of a chub whenever Leo says phenomenological.
Your audio died. Is
phenomenological.
Yeah, your audio is.
Anyway, I gotta head out. I got some stuff to do.
I just heard Chubb and Leo.
Right.
What's going on? What did you say? Chubb and Leo?
I heard somebody say, I get a Chubb, blah, 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 and Leo. And so.
No, what happened? What happened is that I made a joke about him using French to seduce Emilia Clarke, but he said that she speaks like Spanish or something, and then every time he watches her music video, he gets a chub. And then John said, "Tic Tac." Never mind. Moving on.
So, fucking Kafai.
Weren't you here, Scott, the other day when Midnight was hitting on Leo?
Yeah. Must not have noticed it.
Oh, I messed up. When was this?
I said I get a chub whenever Leo says phenomenologically.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Kafai missed the point entirely. Okay, the point was that Otangelo was saying that we had to put all these answers on the table, but he doesn't. And we were trying to explain to him that we have a whole lot of hypotheses about what happened, and a lot of work, a lot of experimentation.
I think Kafai's brain is fried at this point, honestly.
Yeah, he's probably too many mushrooms. Sorry, Kafai. You gotta slow down on that fucking heroic dose.
He's still bombing us with journal references, and not journal, his Reason and Science thing.
It's CATS board.
Yeah.
Which is that an acronym that CAT stands for something or what?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. So Kafai famously recommends that you take the heroic dose of mushrooms. You don't take the dose that would allow you to have a really good time or learn a few things. You take the dose that will blow your fucking mind right out of the universe. And you take so many mushrooms that you don't even know what the fuck your fingers are.
Right.
I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. Okay. Yeah, don't eat too many mushrooms. They'll kill you.
I ate too many mushrooms one night, tripped my balls off, and then my vision turned into kaleidoscope vision.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
Did you see Machine Elves?
So like my friend would offer me some meth or cocaine, and he'd lay out a gram on the table, and cut me a little line, and I'd take the tube, and instead of snorting the line, I'd snort his gram, and I'd say, "Oh, I was just taking the heroic dose." It's like,
Jesus
I'm a hero,
Christ.
man.
I remember, what the hell was it? I don't even think I did coke at this time, but so me and my college roommate, we were out at a bar, and he picked up this girl that I used to go to high school with and brought her back to the apartment. And we were sitting in the living room, we smoked some weed, and then he said to her, "Oh, I've got some coke." And he pulled it out, and he poured some on a mirror or an album top or something, I don't remember. And then she says, "Oh, can I cut him out? I love doing that. I love playing with the coke." And then so she took the mirror from him, put it on her lap, started chopping it, and then it fell off of her lap, and all the fucking coke went into the fucking carpet. Man.
Okay, get the vacuum cleaner, because we're gonna do that shit one way or the other.
He just looked at her. It's like the look he gave her. I just thought to myself, "Yeah, girl, you ain't getting laid tonight now."
Yeah. Well, that's the reason why my carpet would always go bald, because I'd always comb it, combing carpets. Oh, and fucking ceiling tile, that ceiling shit they put on. What is that called? That spackle stuff they put on ceilings.
Right.
Looks exactly like a rock.
Popcorn.
I've sorted so many of those things.
Popcorn ceiling, stucco.
It's so disappointing when you snort ceiling popcorn.
It's just not quite the same buzz.
No, it isn't.
Well, you do know probably, considering the strata of life that, the range that you or I have lived in our lives, Speed, that when every time you've done Coke, it wasn't just Coke, right? You know that, right?
Well, occasionally. I could never do just drugs. I had to temper it with alcohol. Right. And I could never do just alcohol. I had to temper it with drugs. If I did just one or the other, I'd end up in a lot of trouble.
I try to tell this one kid who used to work me like right after high school in this grocery store, and he refused to get high. And I'd only just started getting high. I said, well, like, what he drank. I said, well, how many beers you got to drink before you're, copping a good buzz? He says, if I drink a 6-pack in a short amount of time, I'm pretty good. I said, well, I could get 8 of us high for $2. Like, because back then weed was so cheap and everything.
Yeah.
One fucking joint between 8 people. And then I said, and then the other thing is like, there's all these layered buzzes. Like, and here I'm talking about this shit, fucking AA guy in the room. But, there's the beer buzz, and then there's the beer and some weed buzz. And then there's the beer, the weed, and a couple of fucking Xanax buzz. Like, there's all kind of, like,
shove a couple Valiums up your ass and you go to party.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, meet in the middle. It's called meet in the middle. Cocaine up the ass and snort some, and it's called meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle.
Yeah. It's all right. This channel does not condone drugs, boys and girls.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Man, I just fucking threw a whole lot of my life under the bus with that shit. Holy shit. It's like,
but it made you the man you are today.
Yeah, years would zip by. Well, I saw some things inside my mind that other people don't get a chance to see, like 12-foot trolls and shit like that.
Sure.
I saw some stuff. Anyway.
Oh wow. Hey, Red Fang says this is probably the most popular video Jefferson has ever done. Everybody is reviewing this video. Right on.
Oh, no shit. Cool. We'll have to look at some more of it. There is a transcript available, which is pretty good. So here's a part where
no shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Peter's question to Otangelo, and you still don't seem to be answering, how does God do that? Yes, does he? I don't know. You kind of have to listen to it while you read the transcript.
So you can look at that transcript from his channel, or is that Google or Chrome add-on you have?
No, this is actually on the channel. If you go down here, if the video is less than 2 hours, they'll put up a transcript. If it runs too long, they won't. Then you have to chop the video up. You have to upload it yourself and wait a day for a transcript. So
yeah, because a lot of these hangouts can have interesting spots, but they're so long it's hard to commit a whole evening to watching. But having a transcript might help me.
Okay, so look, Otangelo, I don't think understands something. And again, I'm no math expert, okay, but he says consider that any occurrence with a chance of I believe he missed word of it happening that is less than one chance out of 10 to the 50th is an occurrence with such a slim probability that is in general statistically considered to be zero. No. Okay, it depends on what the pool of possibility or what your environment is that you're making your prediction on. Okay, so 1 to the 10 to the 50th, and then you consider the size of the universe and how many different stars and planets, and I mean, that's not even that big a number when you're talking about the universe, 10 to the 50th, is it? I mean, or am I way out of line mathematically there?
Well, you're talking about these things have to be calculated with some idea of what the priors are, what the odds of the background information that you have going into that. And so, yeah, and I don't even think Otangelo knows how to do the math on that. And if he's saying spouting off a 10 to the 22 or whatever, then especially 10 to the 22 stars in the universe that have nothing to do with microbiology and such.
Yeah, they're talking shit.
Yeah, he needs to get a whiteboard, go on somebody's show, or maybe do a video on his own show and do the math.
Show your work.
Yeah, because all he's doing is this argument about statistics in 1978 or 9. I remember some preacher getting up there in front of the Missionary Baptist Church I was going to at the time and spouting off that same kind of stuff. That's an old argument. It's been around. It's been refuted. And like I said, I don't even think you know the math yourself to be spouting it off.
Right. And what did I preface my statement with saying? Anybody remember?
Nope. No.
That I wouldn't expect you to remember, Speed. But
fuck. I'm throwing you out.
No, I had said that I'm not any expert in math, so I don't know. You guys tell me. But now, so Tangelo said 10 to the 22nd stars in the universe. Yeah, I didn't know that. But how many planets does that equate to, Tangelo? How many planets, planetoids, asteroids, comets? I mean, how many bodies in the universe does 10 to the 22nd stars entail that could or maybe have had life rise on them?
What is 10 to the 21? That's septillion, right? Isn't it? Or is that sextillion? So they think there's like 8 sextillion stars, I think. Something like that. And everybody knows what a sextillion is, so it's an easier way to put it, right?
Well, I thought sextillion was like billion,
no.
Billion, quadrillion,
quintillion, sextillion.
Yeah. Well, that. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. 20.
How many zeros in sextillion?
Sextillion. Say okay. I believe there are. Let's see. 3 times 6, 18 plus 21.
Okay, 21, so it's pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close.
So 10 to the 22 would be like 10
or 10
sextillion.
Yeah, I think they've upped it recently. They think it used to be 8 sextillion, but now they think there's a lot more. So they keep upping it for some reason. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's billions of life possible planets. I mean, and that's just by our standard of what life. It could be life based on other, silicon, or life could have came about a different way elsewhere in the universe. And he says, and there's billions of years. So life could have been around, 13.8 billion years ago is when the Big Bang happened. Life could have been around 12 billion years ago somewhere, and it's long gone, but
I'm trying to find a paper, Evolution of the Ribosome at Atomic Resolution.
You should check. Tangelo has a thing called CATS board.
Yeah.
Which Immutable said stands for Creation and True Science. You should check there for that paper.
No, he doesn't have this paper because this paper talks about how the ribosome evolved. It wouldn't have any. It doesn't have anything for him to cherry pick, so he wouldn't like this paper. So he only likes the papers that he only likes the review papers where they overall, where they say things like, "Oh God, we just don't know."
I've been looking at some shit for Tangelo's debate on the age of the universe, and the methodology used to determine or for their claim that the universe is 6,000 to 10,000 years old is just the nuttiest shit ever, dude.
Oh yeah.
And I can't even remember. It it was was he a priest? There's somebody that was like back in the 16th century or the 17th century that first came up with this idea, and there were several people in that time period that were calculating, similar time frames for how old the Earth was, and it's just like the way they did it. It's just crazy, man. I'm gonna have fun doing that.
Otangelo is really impressed with these back of the envelope statistics calculation, which are the same as pure bullshit. They have nothing to do with any fucking thing. Okay, if you want to look into how something evolved, go Google it. Google how did the ribosome evolve, and you'll come up with hundreds of papers. Right here, they're showing basically a phylogenetic tree, and they're showing the differences in ribosomes. Now, there's a core part of the ribosome, which is the part that translates mRNA or the messenger RNA into proteins. There is a core section that is highly conserved, but there are still differences, and there are major differences between all the different organisms, right? And so they started looking at all these different, like, okay, here's a ribosome for bacteria, and here's ribosome for yeast, and here's on the right is Homo sapiens. And they find all of these extensions. And as organisms stick around for a while and get more complex, more and more shit gets attached to these ribosomes, and they're still trying to figure out what it all does. It all seems to stabilize them, but most of it is not functional. Most of these changes are just evolutionary accidents. And you got to ask, why didn't God just build one really good? Is he a crap machine designer? He can't design one ribosome fits all? Because it only does one fucking thing.
I think Otangelo's throwing shade at you, Speed. Check out his last comment.
He's throwing what? The original ribosome.
Shade at you.
Where?
Yeah, right there.
And it has nothing to do with that. What? What? Okay, wait a minute. Now he's saying that abiogenesis has nothing to do with evolution. What the fuck? What is he saying here? So, somebody want to unpack this for me?
Well, he's saying that ribosomes didn't evolve.
Oh, is that why they're just very slightly different between species, and we can actually identify? And there's no rhyme, no reason for the differences.
And every now and then I catch a Doubting Thomas comment in the fucking live chat, and it just kind of breaks my brain for a second. Like you posted before that, I'm no Stedman.
What?
That's from a previous that's a conversation that's up further in the chat.
Yeah.
They mentioned something about Oprah, and then somebody said that Doubting Thomas is Stedman, and apparently Doubting Thomas doesn't like that comparison.
Well, I didn't know who Stedman was until Ben Ghazi it for me. That's Oprah's man, apparently.
Yeah, he's getting that Oprah coos.
Yeah, Otangelo wanted to know what channels this was being reviewed on, and I said this one, Praise, Ellen, Oprah, and Jay Pasick.
Oh, Oprah.
Ellen, Oprah. Yeah, Ellen had scathing commentary for you, Otangelo.
Well, Otangelo wanted to know who Ellen and Oprah were.
Oh my God.
No, he didn't.
He did. I think he was kidding. So at least he does have a sense of humor.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's probably like the equivalent, like for where you live, like there's probably a show called Rosarita and Camilla or something like that. Or I don't know what Spanish Brazilian names are.
What is your alternative? How did he? I was asking how. The how is not important. So Otangelo wants to know how he did it, as in God, through his power and his word, information. What is your alternative? My alternative, Otangelo, like I told you the other day for 2 hours, is random chance.
Yeah, Jefferson Smatchcock wants to know, is Otangelo not allowed in the live stream?
He hasn't tried to come in today. He hasn't tried to come in. And that is a deep fucking question. That's even a deeper question than the origin of life. It's something we got to consider very strongly.
What's
that? He always ends up rage quitting.
How did... Yeah, that's what I asked him the other day. How did God create? And he basically said, I don't have to answer that. It doesn't matter how.
No, well, he answered it through his word.
Well, yeah. And then I asked him, then he asked me, how does, it's the same old story.
Okay, Otangelo, tell me. Okay, if God created through his word, how is that different than magic where somebody says abracadabra?
Yep.
Right. I mean, or random chance. How is that even more valid than random chance?
Yeah.
Does he do spells like bewitched, or does he put his forearms together and blink his eyes like Genie? Which is it? I'm not sure.
Does he have a cute nose like Elizabeth Montgomery did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. He doesn't have enough faith to be an atheist. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense, Otangelo.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
You and Frank Turek don't have enough faith to be an atheist. Right on.
The thing is, random chance doesn't quite cover it. What happened is there are pathways, okay? There are probable pathways. And when you line up all those probable pathways going all the way back to a geological Earth at the very beginning, what we're looking for is the probable pathways. And that's why we have to do so many experiments to find out what those probable pathways are. Because then it's not just random chance at all. I mean, it's not 1 in 24, it's 1 in 3.
Right.
You know? And that's what we're looking for.
And I have a question for Otangelo. He said, call it however you want. Chance can't make factories.
Oh, God damn it. Hold on. I was just going to say. I was going to say it in Otangelo's voice.
Oh, yeah. I want you to show me, Otangelo, show me that chance can't make factories. Don't tell me there's 10 to the 22 stars in the sky or whatever. I want you to show me how chance can't make a factory.
Yeah. Prove it. And besides, the cell is not a goddamn factory or a machine.
Yeah, that's why I was going to say it in my Otangelo voice and point that very thing out. Like, not the factory shit again, dude. Like,
asphalts are the most incredibly good news for abiogenesis. In those asphalts are where those probability tunnels exist. So, yeah. And they keep bringing up asphalt like it's a bad thing. Well, what they're basically saying is that there's a whole lot of fucking weird chemicals that develop, just like millions of weird ass chemicals. And that is kind of where I think it all happened. But finding out which chemicals and which pathways at this point, 4.5 billion years later, is one hell of a CSI crime scene investigation.
Sure. Can I say something? Otangelo, I don't even know. Are you intentionally trying to be dishonest? Because you just said, when I asked you, you said it's your proposition. You provide the evidence that it's possible. It wasn't my proposition. If you scroll up, you put in the chat, Otangelo, call it however you want. Chance can't make factories. That's not my proposition, Otangelo. That's yours. And I asked you to back that up. And your answer to that is, it's not my it's your proposition. You prove it. Do you see like how childish or pedantic or like, what are you doing, man? Do you even get that, Otangelo?
And
I honestly believe that Otangelo thinks that if he had the right fucking microscope, he could look down deeply into an organism and see like little guys with hammers and screwdrivers
and blueprints and computers and turbines. Yeah. Oh my God, Otangelo, you're just really you're embarrassing yourself, really. There are no turbines and computers and blueprints in cells. At least, God, I hope there's none in mine. I don't know. That would be a problem. Scrunch up a blueprint and stick it in a cell, and some little guy reads it and says, "Oh, we got to put this here. We got to put that there." That's not how it happens.
And then he goes, "Oh shit! Wait a minute. You didn't send that there yet, did you?"
What's that?
I said. Then the little guy in there goes, "Oh
yeah,
shit!
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah.
You didn't send that neuron that way yet, did you? My bad."
Well,
that's not my job. The union says I don't have to do that.
God damn it, everybody's reading my fucking mind. I was just about to say about unions and fucking little
You're not fast enough, John.
I guess not.
These youngsters are just like quick, like bunnies. Fucking Otangelo. Otangelo, go learn some science. It isn't a blueprint. It's nothing like a blueprint. Zero resemblance to a fucking blueprint.
Yes. I'll talk to you again, Otangelo, if you want. I prefer talking rather than you in the text and me talking to you.
Yeah, you come in and talk.
It's so funny he used the word pre-programmed. Are you describing yourself, Otangelo? It's all pre-programmed. Yes, we've noticed that about you.
We got a half an hour left.
Come on in, Otangelo. I can't talk to you through the chat. It's not fair to you. And it's really hard for me. So.
I don't know if him coming in here sometimes isn't fair either, because if he comes in here, I'm going to have to mute other people instead of Otangelo this time, to be fair.
That's a good idea.
Unless Otangelo overtalks, then he gets.
Well, and here's the thing: you won't have to mute me at all, because I have no interest in talking to Otangelo. He has nothing new to offer.
Good. You've come on over to the bright side, John. You've realized
I'm not there.
Talking to these fuckers is not worth it. Talking about them is worth it.
I'm gonna save it for the two debates where I'm gonna crush them.
I'm not there yet. I want to know. I want to know. God damn it! I want to find some sort of. I need closure with Otangelo.
Ain't gonna happen.
All right.
I think that you have to get in the same room with him with a sledgehammer.
Oh, geez, that sounded like a telephone, an old-fashioned fucking telephone.
The only way to get closure with Otangelo involves a brutal bludgeoning at the end. Hi, Otangelo.
Hi, guys.
I'm going to try to moderate this shit, Otangelo. I'm really going to try hard to be a mean guy to my friends.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. Okay. So go on, Thomas.
Well, I want you. Okay. I'm trying to find your. Okay. Otangelo. These are.
Is that the cat lawyer? Zoom call cat lawyer? What is that?
Yeah, you saw that one, that Zoom call cat lawyer?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Never mind.
So, Otangelo, you said call it however you want. Chance can't make factories. And yes. I asked you to defend that statement, and your defense was, I don't have to defend that statement. You made it. And that's incorrect. I didn't make that statement. You did.
Okay, we can look that up, and I can give you an example of the smallest cell, which I have said many times before.
No, Otangelo. No. I want you to see the disconnect between the statement that you made and then the statement that you made right after it. Do you see that? You made the statement, Chance. I'm referring to the chat. You made the statement, Chance can't make factories.
Right.
Okay. And then 4 sentences or a little bit while later, you said, that's your proposition. I have to provide the evidence that it's possible. Do you see how that's... No, Otangelo, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying, please. You made that statement, and then your rebuttal was to tell me, your rebuttal was to tell me I made the statement, and I needed to provide the information for it. do you see how dishonest that is? Or how illogical? Not dishonest. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying your two statements didn't make sense to me.
Well, it's your alternative. If you deny that design is the best explanation, the only alternative that you have to explain the origin of life is literally unguided random chemical reactions, or in other words, chance. So that's what you have to stick to, and that's what you have to support if you deny that design is the best explanation.
No, you are the one that said chance cannot do this.
Okay, so do you want me to back that up?
All right, just real quick. I said I wasn't going to talk, but here, just so you guys are on the same page. Angelo posted, "Call it however you want. Chance can't make factory." Okay, and then let me find it here. And then Doubting said, no, I can't find it.
And besides that, Otangelo, we just told you why chance is not what we rely on anyway. You've got that wrong. You don't understand the science. But what he's trying to tell you is that you made a claim, and we're telling you that you have to show us how chance could not make a factory, or how it's impossible. Show us what's impossible about that.
Oh, you know what the fuck I'm doing, man?
No,
God damn it! I have no right to pick on Speed because I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh, you should pick on me. I had my phone off all afternoon, and I just saw a message and a phone call from you.
Yeah,
forget to turn my phone on.
But at any rate, where I fucked up is because I'm going through. I found Otangelo's comment and read it, and then I'm going through here looking for Doubting Thomas's response when he gave a verbal response from the fucking room.
I was going to try and tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
And I lost the fucking.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, I don't even want you to offer any proof or an argument or anything, Otangelo. I just want you to recognize that your two sentences were you were out of line. You said chance can't make that happen. You said chance can't make that happen, and then you told me that was my claim,
right?
And it wasn't.
Yeah, and then he verbally asked about it, and then here's the second comment that Otangelo left, just so maybe it'll help Otangelo remember. He then posted, "It's your proposition. You provide the evidence that it's possible."
What you got on your lip?
After you said, "Call however you want. Chance can't make factories." Then Doubting said, "Well, then prove that, Otangelo, that chance can't make factories." Your response, Otangelo, was, "It's your proposition. You provide the evidence that it's possible." That's the disconnect that Doubting is trying to make you see. All right, I'll shut up.
Yeah, you're using a double standard as far as what we have to know about things. We don't know everything about the Earth 4 billion years ago and what happened. We're trying to find that out, and and sometimes we ask you, well, what is your alternative? And you said that God spoke a word. Well, isn't that magic, Otangelo? He might be dealing with his kids.
Yeah, it sounded like he had family going on in the back. Yeah. But so, I don't know, Otangelo. So do you now understand what Doubting Thomas was trying to say?
I wanted to respond to him, and I said I can well back up what I am saying. So what do you guys want? You guys want me to back up what I'm saying? The chance cannot make factories.
Oh wow, Otangelo, you're really coming in bad.
Yeah, I didn't even think he was talking to us.
Yeah, all I hear is an ocean going on in the background. Like,
got no idea what you just said there, kitty cat.
You got like a lot of ocean kind of noises going on in the background. Okay, now it's better, but we can't hear you. You might be having some audio problems. Anyway.
Okay, I'm going to mute my sound real quick to take care of something. But if I come back and you're all Christians, I'll be really mad.
Oh, we're going to be Waiting for anybody seen Walker in the chat?
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yep.
You're pretty bad, Otangelo.
Yeah, you're really
I
bad.
could hear you great when you first got here.
I think he tried to go outside on his phone to get away from his family. Is that true, Otangelo? You're trying to switch to it. Go ahead.
Now, better now.
No, it's horrible. No, it ain't gonna work.
You suck. You suck. You're getting warmer. No.
No, it sounds like you're at the. It sounds like you're at the beach with your family.
Did you try unplugging it for 30 seconds and then plugging it back in?
Why don't you take a couple minutes and pray on it, Otangelo?
Yeah.
But now,
that's what he's doing.
Getting better.
Fucking prayer worked.
Okay. Okay, so what do you guys want? Do you want that I back up that chance cannot make factories? What do you guys want that I answer?
No.
Well, no. What do you want?
No, I just want you to recognize what I'm trying to tell you. That
You don't have to repeat it. Okay, I recognize it. Okay.
I don't think you do, Otangelo. I still don't think you're getting me, man.
Well, repeat what you think he wants
repeated already about 2 or 3 times what you wanted to say. I think I got what you wanted to say. And since you asked me that I back up that chance cannot make factory, I said about 2 or 3 times now that I can do that. So do you want?
I know that. I know that. That's not what I want.
So what is your point? I already
let me read it again for you, Otangelo. You posted, call it however you want. Chance can't make factories. And then Doubting said, prove that chance can't make factories. And your response to him was, it's your proposition. You provide the evidence that it's possible.
I just want you, I want you to see the disconnect between those 2 statements right there. That's all, Otangelo.
Okay, if you want me to confess that it was a disconnect, so okay, it was a disconnect. Are you happy now?
Happier.
Yeah, but I'm still not sure that you understand what I'm trying to tell you. I'm really not. I don't know if it's some sort of language barrier.
Well, I think this is becoming boring.
Okay.
Well, now you know how we all feel.
Me too. All right. See you later. Thanks for coming in. Right?
Yes, Speed.
Okay, I'm satisfied. Go if you want to. Go ahead, Speed. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Otangelo just said he wanted to leave, Speed, but I don't think he can find the right button.
No, I said that I can leave if you guys want to leave now. No problem with me.
If he wants to, this was boring.
Yeah, we're kind of done with the conversation for the day, Otangelo. So I don't see it going anywhere productive in the next. We only got about 10 minutes left. We got to start wrapping up. So
okay.
But thank you for coming in, and I hope you were treated better this time.
Yeah, go have all the fun you can have here, like in the next week and a half, so that because you're going to be wrecked real quickly.
Is the world ending? Armageddon or what?
Ooh.
It'll be Armageddon for him.
It'll be Armageddon for him.
Wow.
Are you guys? You guys are debating?
What's that?
Are you guys are debating? You want to
Age of the Universe, and then I agreed to debate him on Aquinas' 5 ways after that.
On Knox channel?
I mean, we haven't talked about that. I mean, I have a proposition as long as you're still here, Otangelo, because me and Knock are starting our new channel in the next several weeks, hopefully by the March. And we were talking about, to get the channel kicked off right, because we're going to do debates and stuff, because we want to have like 2 debates in the can already, like recorded ahead of time and do premieres of them, like when we first start our channel. And so my proposition was, if we can do it on our new channel, then you can pick who moderates, as far as like I was thinking like somebody like because I have a good rapport with S.J. Thomason. I can get her to come, moderate it, or or a Christian of your choice within reason.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, do you know S.J. Thomason? Would she be acceptable to you?
No, I don't know.
Okay, well, her channel, I forget. I can't remember if it's named S.J. Thomason or it's something else.
She's a serious believer.
Right, and she go check her channel out, see if that, or I mean, when I say that you can pick a Christian to come moderate, and I say within reason, I'm sure because some of the people I wouldn't accept, you don't even accept, even though like you would never pick Smokey to come do it.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, and there's a couple other people that just wouldn't be good choices. But if you go and look at SJ's content, you, like Speed just said, you will come to the conclusion that she's all right, as far as
girls all right.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted.
And then but if not her, then just throw some other suggestions back at me who you'd like to do it.
No problem. That's all right.
So you see what I did there with my cat? I had to apologize to my cat, but I made my cat look like your cat, Otangelo. But my cat was a real cat. And so my cat was like the real cell, and your cat was like the reductive cat. Reductive cat, real cat. But I had to apologize to my cat. He was pretty pissed.
You think reductive cat can replace grumpy cat?
Yeah. He looked a little grumpy, didn't he? That was Thor.
To Top Dog's credit, he was very nice yesterday. He left, and then he taught me how to put
OBS.
OBS, but we didn't get yet to make the cat moving. So we were tired, and then we stopped. But someday we will continue this until it works. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And it goes with cats.
Sometimes I think that's the best kind of channel to have. Like, you ever see like the people that do like the cat videos and shit? Like some of the views them fucking things get, man. Like there's like channels devoted to animal videos that like have 1 million subs and get like 200,000 million views for every fucking. It's just nuts.
I think I need to do that too. There's a guy in Australia. He's an atheist, and he has a bear, like an animated bear, and he's got tons of subscribers. I mean, they love that bear. It just looked good. So I think it makes a big difference to have a cool animation. Like I don't know. So I got to find something like my cocky the picture Nathan drew me. This one. That one, and animated maybe or something. I don't know. Maybe I kind of look like Steve McRae a little bit there, though. Kind of.
No,
he's got to capture me more. He's got to make me look as fat as I really am now. COVID, quarantine while.
You don't look anything like Steve McRae. First of all, you don't have thinning, long, greasy hair.
Well, okay. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's when I get really pissed at my kids, I'm like, I love that.
Look like Bozo when you do that.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. Except pretty fucking scary Bozo.
Yeah, what's the one? Watch that OK sign. Sometimes gets you in trouble nowadays. Yeah. But what's the clown on The Simpsons?
Oh, yeah, that creepy fuck.
Krusty.
Krusty's okay. Kind of reminds me of the clowns they brought around when I was a kid. Fucking COVID. So, I think I'm going to end the show today. And going to backstage, I need to talk to Walker for a while.
Hello. I don't think I've said anything since I joined in.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something, Walker?
And then I'll leave you guys to do your business. So, Otangelo, is one of the premises that you based the age of the Earth on the recession of the moon?
No, I don't think this is a good argument, and I actually have removed it as one of the evidences for a young Earth.
Okay.
And the,
all right,
and
then,
the
so I'm going to when I get all my shit done, because this is the way debates usually work, and you have no obligation to reciprocate. But when I get my arguments done and my opening written and my closing written, I'll email you copies of all that.
And
that's up to you if you want to do that.
Yeah, I will. I have no problem doing that. You needn't reciprocate, but I will do that.
MathPig is going live with something in 68 minutes. So I guess in an hour.
Yeah, that should be good.
And that's
I was going to comment on that in the live chat, but I didn't do it because I said nobody's going to see it because it's not starting for hours.
Benghazi did it.
Yeah, he put a link in the chat.
Yeah, we got it here. So anyway,
Brainbug has a skeptics review, or did you just put that? No, you didn't put that up there. 2020 UFO videos with Paul Kamish in 8 minutes.
Oh my God!
All right,
Paul Kamish, what a
Brainbug. So get on that channel too.
Yeah, cool.
Paul Kamish thinks that everybody should make their own roads and take care of their own garbage. And
libertarian.
He's like, but he's at the far extreme of libertarianism.
Yeah.
So do they have to also find their own landfills?
Well, then doesn't he need to just go somewhere and do that himself?
I'm sort of one of those guys. I don't know.
You can go do that. You can go do that in Alaska. You know, people do it.
Tangelo, there's a comment. I'm sorry. There's a comment in the live chat that would lead you to believe that SJ is on the same page as you. Lucifer Almighty posted SJ as a horrible person. So I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to think she's great if you go look at her channel.
Hey, Brainbug is going to be live in wait a minute. Oh shit. In 4 minutes, I think, or something, or something like 7 minutes. So I'm posting that. Live at 4.
Well, UFOs is a waste of time. We know that UFOs do not exist. So that's the kind of topics and debate. That's the kind of topics and debates which I regard as a complete waste of time. UFOs and flat Earth and that kind of topics. I don't like it.
I get excited when you say UFO.
What is that? UFO? I don't even know what he's saying. What's he saying there?
UFO.
UFO. Okay.
Yeah.
Unidentified flying objects.
We call them UFOs, Otangelo. So
anyway,
culture.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Hey Walker, do you want to say something before we go on?
Walker.
Dude, I've missed the entire context for the stream. I've been in physics.
The entire context is Otangelo.
Well, hello, Tangelo. How's it going?
Hi, good. Thanks, and you?
Yeah, that was as deep as it got. So you guys, so you've just absorbed the entire context.
Right. Nice.
And then Tangelo just got here, 10 minutes ago?
10 minutes ago, something like that. Okay, I think we should go on, Dad.
Okay, and just to roll one last question, Tangelo, and then okay.
Oh boy.
Well, wait a minute, and then just a short, pithy answer, because we got to get out of here. But so you say that there's this being that created the universe, but you rule out of hand the idea that there's other life in the universe that could be traveling the universe in UFOs?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I find that interesting.
What did SJ say about people that died of cancer and their friends and family?
Huh?
Well, I can put you a link and you can figure it out why I'm saying that.
What's that?
I can put you a link here and then you can figure out why I'm saying that.
Oh, no, it's not, because I can't, for the life of me, I couldn't show you any proof that there's other life in the universe or that there's UFOs, but I'm just fascinated with your willingness to just rule it out of hand.
No, I don't rule it out baselessly. Here is the link. You can look up why I'm saying that.
Well, you're really breaking out.
But the thing is no matter what you link to, it would still be a baseless belief.
Well, no, we have data.
Have you examined the entirety of the universe?
The issue is we know the odds and the fine-tuning of Earth, what is required for life to be possible here on Earth, and that we can
literally
take that
billions.
as
there's literally billions of other planets like ours in the universe.
Sextillions.
Well, here I can quote that here to you: exotic life size, the feasibility of far-out habitats. The data demonstrates that the probability of finding even one planet with the capacity to support life falls short in one chance in 10 to the 140th power. That number is 1 followed by 140 zeros. And there is another site which you guys didn't like, which Leo criticized, which says this log prior can handle a very wide range of PETI values from 1 to 10 to 122nd power, while remaining responsible.
So when we're done, when Steve's going to end this in about 60 seconds, when the stream ends, I want you to Google the word pithy.
Pithy. Okay. Okay. Anyway, we're going to end for the day, guys. Boys and girls, goodbye out there. We don't have Leo to give us a goodbye, so I forgot what the fuck we decided to do. Other than goodbye. We're going on dead now. Thanks, everyone, for showing up at this stream. I really appreciate you guys.